Hello and welcome to Startline, brought to you by the Manx Motorcycle Club. I'm Beth Espy, and this podcast delves into the world of road racing on the Isle of Man. What does it take on the mountain course? From the racers and the teams to the mechanics and sponsors, it's all here on Startline. Well, thank you so much for downloading this episode of Startline. Lots to come in this one. A little bit later, we'll be catching up with some of the 2026 Manx Grand Prix newcomers who were over here for their first Newcomers Weekend. We'll actually also hear from one of them who unfortunately didn't make it because of the weather. And I'll be talking to the fastest German TT rider. He'll be back for this year's event. But first, we're going to turn our attention for the first time on this podcast to three wheels. And you know, while TT for most of us starts at the end of May, for riders it really is a year-long preparation, and especially so when there are changes to the team setup. Tim Reeves is a TT winner and an 8 times world champion, and this year he has a new passenger. Her name is Ellis Farnier. She's no stranger to the TT. She's competed herself before, as we'll hear. They'll both be on the Carl Cox Motorsport LCR Honda again for 2026. And a couple of weeks ago, they were over here just to do some laps, and they were with fellow sidecar racers Todd Ellis and Ellis Clément. Well, I caught up with them a couple of weeks ago while they were having a brief trip over here just to refamiliarise with the TT course. Unfortunately, though, as Emmanuel explains, the weather wasn't playing ball.
Yes, of course, and obviously the mountain is full of snow and quite icy, so we close the road, so it's not really great, but it's what it is, it's winter. So we come over to do some laps, of course, in the car, just to remind us the track and see if there's any changes, tarmac, or if you cut some trees, and just for your mind, and also some media stuff that we need to do in the winter.
And Melanie, you're going to be doing the TT this year, the first time for a couple of years. Who are you riding with?
I go with Tim Reeves, and I'm really happy. And I restart and for the TT. And that's why I need to learn a lot with Emmanuel and Tim. And I'm so happy.
And when was your first TT?
In 2015 with Lionel Mansoui, a French guy, 2 times. And after with Estelle Leblanc, 2 times again. And my last TT in 22 with Paul Leglitz. So happy. It's amazing. And with Tim Reeves, it's, really good.
I've never had a permanent female passenger either. Obviously, my partner also she passengers, so we've had a couple of races together, but this will be the first time I've raced with a female full time. It won't take long. We've got a bit of testing planned, and I think once we're at our week in France, we'll be up to speed. And obviously, she's going to ride in the World Championship as well. So she's very good, and I'm really happy how things have been going with driving around and knowledge of the course, and talk through what she does and what she doesn't do. And she's just she seems to fit the bill. And to be honest, the sponsors love it. And she's like a breath of fresh air. She's brought something a bit more of energy in, and she's full of it. It's great. Really looking forward to it.
And Emmanuel, your first TT was 2024.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What is it about the TT?
It's just different from everything else. You just can't really describe it. Like when you come over here and watch a race, people say, "Oh, it's really scary." But when you're on the bike, it's actually so different. Everything slows down, and you just you are in your own bubble, and you think, "Oh, what I'm doing is just amazing," and you can't compare it from anything else. It's just you want to do it or you don't want to do it, but if you do it, it's just an incredible experience.
Did you grow up in a family that did sidecar?
They didn't do sidecar, but my dad and brother did solo bikes in hill climb in France, and obviously was some sidecar doing hill climb, and I tried and I just loved it. So I thought, here we go.
My father do solo like Manu, but at the TT they come one time. But my mother say me, "Oh, I see your eyes. You are happy. You are in your place. That's why go and enjoy."
People say, "Oh, how'd you do that? Because it looks so scary. I couldn't hold on like this on something go so fast." And it's just of course we'll be crazy, but we know what we're doing. We're confident on what we're doing. And the teamwork with your driver, and this is what makes the sidecar interesting, because you're not just alone. You need to work together. I think it's for why we love it also.
And what makes a good passenger, would you say?
My driver always said a good passenger is someone that you can't feel when he moves. So I think we need to be really anticipating a lot, thinking also in his head what he's going to do, and then be here at the right time for the bike and for what the driver needs, and like be like a dancer. You're just on your feet and dancing around.
A great passenger, you should never feel them or know that they're there.
They've got to be agile and flexible and not too strong and not overthink things. And I think that's what makes women so good, because they've got more finesse in it, haven't they? And it's all about getting in your head. You haven't got to be strong. You've just got to be able to know when to relax and not when to do the job. And women seem to make good passengers.
Yeah, really. But I think you need a lot of, grace. And me, I practice yoga and climbing a little bit. And you need to be like, a cat.
When I started sidecar, Melanie was one of my inspiration because I knew her since a long time and she did the TT before me. And I was like, oh, wow, what she's doing with Estelle was just like amazing. And I think with the time, it's because girls see that some girls can do it. They want to do it, you know what I mean? And it's good because I think sidecar is one of the only sports still mixed. Now you got a lot of sports with like this female category and male category. And I think, yeah, all right, but if you can mix it, it's a lot better.
And how easy has it been for you? What's it been like getting to this point?
Got brought up into the racing. Gary was at that, he was over here. My first year in the TT was 98. I was 4 years old. 14, I started go-karting. And then I went to solos, fell off occasionally, as you do. But yeah, and I started knocking myself about. And the plan was then, I watched once to the Manx on a solo. And me mum kind of now not on the bar roof. So we made the compromise, I was sidecar instead. Mean of the year in Cadwell was usually called the Sidecar Bonanza in October. And I did that on Gary's sidecar with his passenger. And really enjoyed it. So then over the winter, it was just as the rules were starting to change in the sidecar. So I bought a long sidecar, an F1 with 600 in it. And Charlie Richardson, my mate at the time, he was mechanic in it. Yeah, he's won British Championships in that with me, and he was proven. So, we just set out as mates and just come and did it, and it went on from there, really. Yeah, that's my shout, tie warmers and everything like that. It's loads this year. School, it wasn't great. I never really listened to it much. I do have my days at work when I'm laid underneath a digger in the corner rain. I think I should have listened a bit more in school, but yeah, it's always very hands-on, and when everyone starts from scratch racing, you do have to repair the bike yourself, and it is a dad and a lad thing out the back of the van. So, yeah, I wanted to do something hands-on, try and enjoy what I'm doing, work all winter to then pay for the summer off.
When I do something, I always do it 100%. And when first time I went on sidecar, I loved it. And I thought, I want to invest myself 100% on this. And then you get the results. Then people ask you if you want to drive with them. And then you go step by step. But people don't realize it's a lot of sacrifice. Like in the winter, we don't stop. We work all the week, and then weekend is working on the bike and doing emails for the sponsor and doing this and doing that. And it's a lot of sacrifice, but yeah, people doesn't see all these parts.
But it's worth it, though.
It's worth it when you get to achieve your goals, yeah, definitely.
And you mentioned sort of working all week. What is it you do?
I'm doing some laboring at the minute. We're a joiner, so I'm in a building company and just, working we're a joiner.
Yeah, me, I work for myself. Yeah, look like Manu, but I'm house painter. That's why, I have the time for the sidecar because, like Manu say, we need a lot of time.
And you also need a lot of money, as you mentioned there, and sponsorship and whatever. It must be constantly quite stressful.
Yeah, the winter is the most stressful part because you always think, I need to get into the helmets and the leathers, and then do we have enough money? Maybe we need to find our sponsors, and finding people who are interested in sidecar is quite hard work now. Even in racing, I mean, everyone is like got companies and everyone's struggling with money, so it's getting harder. But yeah, we always go again for another season. So yeah, we're lucky we got some friends, and most of our friends are sponsors. So that's quite good, but yeah, it's not easy.
We've got Ben and Marshall from Buckland. There's the main one again. We've got Willie from SWC Groundworks. So they're our two main ones this year. Same as last year. They both come with us all the time. They're not so much sponsors as such. They're more friends. They've been with us for several years now, and the bike fanatics. They're enthusiasts. They just like to come out, and we never get any pressure from them. They want to see us come home safe and enjoy the time there and have a beer with us at the end. There's a lot of money involved in it, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself riding, and you have your own expectations. And yeah, when you sat there on the line about to put your helmet on, the expectation on yourself is massive. So the last thing that you want is people coming up to you in the morning saying, "Oh yeah, I reckon you can do this. I think you can do that." It's just, it's nice to have their financial support and friendship support as well. I feel for people that want to get into sport, it's actually harder now than when I started because the price of things have gone through the roof, and it is a lot harder to buy anything that's half competitive now. So it isn't easy to start, but if you want something enough, you will find a way. I mean, even now, I find it hard to raise the money to do it, but anything is achievable if you put the effort in. There are people out there that will help, just got to work hard to find it.
And how often do you try and get over to the Isle of Man during the year?
We try just a weekend in the winter, and then obviously we come like 3 or 4 days before the start of the TT. So then we still do some laps because obviously there's all the protection and all the banners, so then the starts change again. So you need to be used to that, yeah.
And we know, obviously, in 2024, that there was that incident that you and Todd were involved in. Brilliant to see you back and do so well last year. Was it hard getting back out there?
It wasn't hard because, like, when we crashed, we finished and we were, like, a bit disappointed because we didn't achieve what we would achieve in 24. So we are looking forward to go back and achieve what we want to achieve. So it's like, yeah, we go for it. Just careful to this corner, especially, but then just go for it again.
And do you remember that first time sitting on the start line when Todd will have obviously got the pat on the shoulder and you were setting off down Bray Hill? What do you remember about that moment?
Yeah, I remember it. I remember saying to myself, do I look down Bray Hill or not? Because people said, don't look. But I thought, I'm a bit curious. I want to look. So I just that small look. And then I thought, yeah, don't look again.
You first year special, yeah. You come in here with no expectations. Everyone understands it and doesn't expect anything of you. And I don't think you can ever replicate your first year here. And yeah, that first tap on the shoulder, and when you get let loose down the hill on your own, it's, why is this and how is this allowed? It's almost special.
But yeah, same sort of thing. Like Todd just said, I echo what he says. The first year is very special. You can't, if we had this conversation between us yesterday, you can't replicate the first year again because you get it. Yeah, when it's like when you do something new, it's like Todd said, how can it be allowed? But it's, that's why you have to come and see the place. It's amazing, isn't it?
My first love, yeah, really crazy. But like Manu say, you like or you hate the TT. Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing lap. Yeah. Amazing race. Last year with Manu parents, we just watched the race and yeah, but it's beautiful. When you look at Michael Dunlop, you can see the moto and it's beautiful, just beautiful.
When you're out there on the sidecar, Manuel, how do you communicate with Todd if you need to?
So if there's someone who's faster behind us and catching us, to tell him that someone behind and is going to overtake us, I just squeeze his ankle. But then if I struggle, I would give him a small tap on the back, then he knows I'm struggling. And if there's problem, whack him on the back. And then he knows there's something wrong, definitely.
Yeah, obviously, as I mentioned, the World Championship, I suppose when you are so passionate about a sport, to reach that level must be amazing.
Yeah, it's like, when you're young and you think, I'd like to go to the Isle of Man one day with my parents, watch it. And then when you do it, you just don't realize you're doing it. And then you think, winter, you think what you're doing, you say, well, that's just great. I never thought I would reach this level. And yeah, it's just, the dream.
The sidecar is quite a community. Everyone comes in together and there's plenty of advice out there to go to. And yeah, boots, leathers, helmets. There is people that sell second-hand stuff cheap and loan stuff out. It's quite a nice community to be a part of. There is even people doing training courses and stuff like that. So you can get out there and have a go. And yeah, you can make anything as cheap or as expensive as you want. So yeah, if you was just teammates wanting to have a go, it's always nice to have fun stuff. And the solo you win a race, and as you just won it, you're there. Yes, you have a team around you. And you're celebrating, not on your own, but it's your own personal achievement. Where sidecar, you achieve it together and you have a moment out on the track or something happens, you get to share that experience together. So there's always someone to talk that has gone through exactly the same thing as you to talk about it with, where on the solo it is, it's you on your own out there.
Todd Ellis, Tim Reeves, Emmanuel Clément and Tim's new passenger, Melanie Farnier. And I did ask Tim for his best advice for anyone who is wanting to set out in the sidecar world. And he mentioned this website. It's called Steve's Sidecar Place. I'll put a link on the podcast page to this, but there's so much information there. It's absolutely brilliant. And Tim also said he's really open to anyone getting in touch if they've got any questions. So his details will be on the podcast page as well. Do give them all a follow. It was so lovely to catch up with them. Hopefully next time they're over, the weather will be much better and we'll be keeping up to date with how they're doing. You're listening to Startline, brought to you by the Manx Motorcycle Club. Well, now, let's meet the fastest German TT rider ever.
Hello, my name is David Datzer. I come from Lower Bavaria in Germany, and I'm 34 years old now. And why I do the racing on the Isle of Man, then I love it. I love the island, and I'm happy to be here.
And David, you're here as the MGP newcomers for 2026 are just having their laps around the course. Do you remember your first time here? You didn't actually do MGP first, though, did you?
No, I was directly invited for the TT, and this was for me crazy part of my life. Then I never recognized to come to the TT. It was only a dream. And after the IRC, I get an invitation on a messenger. And I talk with Paul Phillips and say, wow, what's going on? Is this real? Is this real? And then I had 4 months to prepare myself. I had bikes and make the first TT 2019, and I was happy to make a finisher.
And had you ever been over to the Isle of Man even just to watch before then?
Yes, of course. I was no, this is not true. I never before was for watching there. Only on my first TT I saw the TT.
Wow, that's quite something. So you didn't have that sense of sitting in the hedges and watch people go past and think, flipping heck, what are they doing? You're just straight into it. Take us right back then to where motorbikes first became such a part of your life.
This starts really soon. Then my parents also had a motorbike shop, and my mother was racing too. She makes drag racing with Harley Davidson, and my father built all the bikes and all. And I was 3 years old and get the first bike and start in the background a little bit. And I grew up with mini bikes in 2004, 2005, 6. I make the Junior Cup on 125 bikes. And then started soon to go in the international championship in Germany. But then after that, a few years, the money was a little bit less, and I stopped for a few years and also make my job now. And then we say, come on, what do we do? I was invited from a guy. He was in Hožice, and I say, what is Hožice? And he told me it's a road race in Europe. And then, he make my entry there ready. And I go the first time to the road race in Hožice, and it was so lovely place. And then starts always road racing, and I was completely focused on road racing.
And were your parents happy with you doing that?
In the beginning, not really. I saw it in the face. They have no problem with it, but it's every time a problem when the son is on the here on the Isle of Man alone and ride the big bikes there. But now we make it as family, and this every time, and they are completely behind me.
And that's really important, isn't it, having those people? And they understand, don't they, as you say? I mean, you've grown up with them being involved in bikes, and they understand the highs and the lows of it. Yes,
they understand all, and they know the highs and lows the last 2 years. Then the last 2 years was for me not easy to ride the bikes and all. But we stay together, and we fall also together. So 2019 then, you arrived for the first time on the Isle of Man. Presumably you'd done the thing where you'd watched loads of onboards and you'd seen other people going round. How did it match up to how you expected it to be? Yeah, on the TV, on the screen, it was a little bit different. Then it looks also fast, and it was completely amazing. But when I start the first time behind the teacher, I lost all what I learned before, and it was completely crazy. But after I had the first 3-4 laps, I feel me a little bit better. But it was crazy fast. And you are, I think I'm right here, are you the fastest rider to come out of Germany? What's it, 127 miles an hour? Yes, of course. And this was for me a big milestone. Before was it my mentor, Rico Penskover, with his team there, with Pen 13. And after 2023, it was for me amazing to make this milestone for Germany, for myself. And but I'm not finished yet. No, absolutely. And as well as racing over here, you've done Macau, where you've done extremely well as well. Where is your favourite place, would you say? This is really the TT. With Macau, I love Macau. The track is amazing and fits perfectly to my riding style. And this is why Macau is special for me. But the TT is the TT, and nothing is better than the TT. And as you say, you have had a really difficult couple of years, particularly the last year, sort of battling through injury, an incident that wasn't your fault. And I just wonder, how
do you get through that? Not only the physical side and repairing your body, but also dealing with how it must feel mentally, I guess.
This was for me not a problem. The crash was not my fault. I had no problems in my head to understand what happened now. It was the problem in the hospital to feel a new adventure is coming for me. And yeah, it was the first weeks really hard to understand what happened or what happened next. And I was short before to come in a wheelchair, and this makes me completely sick, and also about the riding. And yeah, but I grew up and I never give up. And this was the first what I told to all the people. When I'm fit enough, I go back on a bike to test before the new season. I'm ready to ride a bike again, or I have to stop. And yeah, last year, after 6 months of rehab and recovery, I come back on a bike and I win my first race again in Dimokuri. And this was for me a big milestone. Well, I get directly goosebumps. But this was really, really a hard year. But yeah, I'm happy to be here on my feet and also back again on a bike.
And are you okay physically? Is everything healed?
And not yet. I have a lot of problems with my back. Then 9 vertebrae are completely screwed, and I have also pain inside, and the muscles are not so good this time. But I work on it, and I hope I'm fit enough for the TT in May or June.
Do you beep every time you go through an airport scanner now?
No. No problem. No, I have no pass for that. And now I had also no problem with beep beep inside.
So we're looking ahead to 2026, though. It's going to be brilliant to see you back here if everything goes according to plan. What is the racing plan this year?
My racing plan is, again, to ride with the Roadhouse Macau with Brian McCormack. I'm really happy to get the bike back for this season. He really trusted me, or is really a good guy. And yeah, the plans for us is to go to the Cookstown 100. This was a dream 4 years ago, and now I do it together with Brian. And also the TT is the plan, Macau. And for me, a little dream is to go to New Zealand for the Suzuki 3 Option Series. But first, I have really all sorted to go to the TT, completely fit, and I make a 130 miles lap. This is my dream, and then we will see what I do next.
Oh, brilliant. And it does seem like a great team to be part of, because they have an awful lot of fun in there.
Yes, with Brian and also Carol and Cluffy in the background now, or in the front. It works really well, and with Cluffy is an Austrian guy, and we know each other. And yeah, with Brian was a few weeks ago with us in Austria on the expo, on the Moto Expo, and then we meet each other for more than it's the first time after a year, and it was directly so friendly, so family, and this is what I need for a good ride on the TT, and I think I have with Brian and the Roadhouse Macau really all to smile every day when I go to the track.
And you talked about the Cookstown 100, obviously a new event for you. Do you still get sort of nervous every time you do something a little bit new?
No, I saw the videos and it's a nice track, but I heard a little bit about it. But I have really a little bit the talent to learn tracks fast, also the road races, and yeah, I'm good prepared, I think, for the newcomer there, to be newcomer.
And how do you learn then? Do you like watching lots of videos? Do you talk to people?
I talk to people, also I watch the videos, and this is all.
And you mentioned sort of all the places that you want to go to. Obviously, there's probably work in there as well. What is it you do for a job?
I'm a motorcycle mechanic. My father had a company for more than 30 years. We had Suzuki and all, but we are a Harley-Davidson family, and we make for more than 30 years Harley-Davidson. And yeah, now my father and me, we had the workshop and worked together there. And for the races, I had my money a little bit sorted, but yeah, it's never enough.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? And sponsorship is such a huge part of this sport nowadays. And lots of people find that difficult conversation to have, to ask people for money.
Yeah, this is really the problem. In Germany, with the money, the people stay more behind big teams for football or basketball, handball. But for the motorsport, it's never really a company behind you. And then the next for a TT, then the people know all about the TT, but with the money, this is really, really hard to get one. Then, when I see maybe a guy, he's crashing there or whatever, this is in the head from the companies, and this is not good. But I have loyal sponsors for the last years, and I'm really happy to have them to make this for me happen.
Do you want to give them a mention?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I had in the past MTP racing. With them I grow up. The last 5 years, he gave me really the best bikes, the best setup to make this all, and I'm really happy about it to have it back also on board for this season. And also Tommy Wagner from BMW, he really helps me a lot the last years. Then we meet each other 20 years ago when I was a kid and was in Rijeka in Croatia, and then he saw me and say, hey, come on, when you stay on a bike, on a BMW, tell me, and we make something together. And now, I'm really happy to have all of them on my bike and with me and stay to the TT for me.
That's brilliant. And in terms of getting time off work, then I suppose if you're in the family business, that's a little bit easier to be able to get the time, because travelling and certainly getting over here to the Isle of Man is not always easy.
No, it's not easy. We know it. Uchu, sorry to be not here on the Newcomers Weekend. But it is from Europe. Is it a little bit shit to come there? And but I say with the family business, when I have the dream to come there, and for me is it also important to come there to learn the track every year. Then I miss it last year, and I have the free time for that. And when I'm self-employed, is make it a little bit easier, but the work stays at home.
Have you got a Harley Davidson that you ride around at home?
Yes, but not now. Maybe when I'm done with racing, I build up a new one, yes.
And I couldn't help but notice you've got a 3 legs of man tattoo on your hand, which I think just sums up what this place means to you. This
place is for me amazing, and we do it last year, the same time when we was the first time on the newcomers meeting for the Manx, together with Finn Chapman and Uccio and Christina. And then we say, come on, it's a special place, and we have all the same tattoo on the same hand. Uccio had it a little bit bigger, but it was his first tattoo. This is really crazy, and this is in the Isle of Man. And it's for me a completely special place, and I think all of them, how can I tell you? For me, is it family here, and I feel me here.
And when you get your 130 lap, will there be another tattoo of that?
Yes, of course. I have also from my first TT a tattoo on my leg, and I think when I make this milestone, a tattoo is coming.
And as I mentioned, at the moment, the MGP newcomers for this year are having laps of the course. What would be your advice to somebody who's just setting out on the mountain course for the first time?
Stay calm. This is the first, but it's not easy. What Milky every time say, relax and all, and make it year for year. It's not to learn it directly on spot. You have to grow up with the years. And for me, is it the same? I learned this all. My head was completely full with all of them, but over the years, it's more relaxed. Then you know the track, you feel safer and stable on the bike. And when you have a good family in the background, it works also to be happy and also enjoy every single lap relaxed.
And as we're sitting here, do you know what? We can see sunshine coming in through the window, which is quite something in February here on the Isle of Man. Have you done a few laps of the mountain yet since you've been here this time?
Yes, we had now the 6th or 7th lap in 2 days. I think one day was only to make the laps. But I think I bring the sunny from Germany to the Isle of Man. And the guys say it's the first time it's sun after 61 days of rain. Then maybe when my smile coming to the Isle of Man, the sun is also coming. And
you did mention Uccio. We just have to give him a mention, because obviously he was hoping to be here. The snow in Austria has put the dampeners on that, and just really feel for him.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for him. Yeah, he was really, really sad about it to not be here on the Newcomers Weekend. The good part is he was last year at the same time here, not as newcomer, but he also saw all of them, or also the meeting. He was in the meeting, and he know the track really well. And I'm really happy he stays safe at home and come back the next time.
Absolutely. And are you on social media? Can people keep up to date with you on there?
Yes, of course, yeah. I make a little bit, yeah.
Where can people find you?
I'm in Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. And I have a homepage, but it's not the newest one.
I guess that's difficult. It's difficult to keep up to date with it all, isn't it?
Yeah, I have no time for that to work on it. It's from 2022, but maybe for the future I make it a little bit newer.
And so you're here for another couple of days, are you?
Yes, until Monday. And today I enjoy a little bit the sun, make my laps alone. And I think in the evening we go for a pint in the pub.
Tell you what, welcome to the Isle of Man. David, it's been brilliant talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to be here. Thanks.
David Datzer, just fantastic to see him back here. He had such a huge smile on his face, and it'll be brilliant to see him racing again. And we'll also get a picture, hopefully, of that new tattoo when he gets that 130 that he's looking for. And David was actually over here the same weekend that the 2026 newcomers were doing their first Newcomers Weekend. And we mentioned Uccio. I just want to give him a mention. He's obviously been on the podcast before because he wasn't able to get here because of that snow in Austria. But he did send us this message.
Yeah, hi Beth. So now my little message. So it took a little time to settle down for me or myself. Yes, as I said, I was stuck at the airport in Vienna. We had a big snowstorm and all the flights got cancelled. And also on the next day, no flights were available. So I couldn't make it to the Newcomers Weekend, which left me like at the rock bottom because I was so much looking forward when I got the message that I'm in, and now I can't make it. And after the brilliant news that I can go with Roadhouse Macau Racing and Brian McCormack this season for this race, it would have been amazing to get new informations. But I know I have like a pretty good background with David Datzer and all the other people. So I think I will make it for some one-on-one trainings with Milky. Like everyone, Liz and Milky and all of the organizations are like really, really, really good at going and keep me going to the island and keep my head up and doing everything possible that I can do my laps with someone on the island. A little bit of a special treatment. I'm honest, I don't like it very much that I get these like special efforts, but it is what it is. I couldn't do anything about the weather, and also the airport did everything, but it was not possible to come over. But at least I think we will find a new date to learn everything and keep going.
Oh, absolutely gutted for Thomas, but hopefully he will be over very, very soon and able to get those laps in with Milky, and we'll catch up with him then. But some of the other newcomers were at the Queen's Pub on the Saturday night, so they'd had a full day of going around the course, and they also had a bit of a classroom session as well. And I caught up with some of them in the evening to see how it was going.
Yeah, I'm August Krohn. I'm from Denmark. I'm here on the island for the first time and enjoying it very much.
Well, we caught up with you. It seems quite a while ago now, August, wasn't it, when we were talking about you hoping to be in the MGP. Here you are, the start of your journey. End of day one, how are you feeling?
Yeah, lots have happened since we were speaking to each other, but now we're here for the Newcomers Weekend, the first of two, and we're just doing a lot of laps and getting a lot of knowledge, so it's very good.
And it means a lot to you as well, doesn't it, because you think about your family history here.
It does, yeah. My grandfather raced here in 1962, so I'm kind of following his footsteps, and so far it has been like very great. I've been doing lots of onboards and like watching on YouTube and stuff, but doing it for the first time, like going down Bray Hill to see how steep it was, and like mostly the undulations and the camber of the corner and how bad the surface of the asphalt is. It's an eye-opener.
And the Isle of Man, I mean, the weather's not too bad today. Is it as you expected?
I think it's I'm looking forward to August when it's probably a lot more sunny and warmer. Yeah,
we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. Lovely to see you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name's Iliam Quayle. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Douglas in the Isle of Man.
And we spoke to you not so long ago on the podcast. just ahead of the Newcomers Weekend. Day one then, how are you feeling?
Yeah, no, it was good. Really enjoyed it. You know, it's a lot of information to try and take in off one day, but I got 4 laps in today, and then I got 1 in with Dad in the week leading up, which was good, which we spoke about in the podcast that I've not been out with him yet. So no, it's good. It's a bit overwhelming. I think being Manx maybe not as bad, but if you're from the UK, you've never seen the track before, it's definitely a lot to take in.
And just tell me about that lap with your dad. How was it? Were you open to his feedback and advice?
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, it must have I think we did it in about 2.5 hours or something. I think we were stopping every 100 metres, but, you know, it was good. I learnt a lot. And it was also good for me to know that what I have been doing is working, and I'm starting to slowly piece this massive jigsaw together.
I would just love to see your dad going around the track, actually, because, you know, when he does the video stuff and he's moving and like he's on the bike, I imagine he's like that in the car as well.
Yeah, he is. He's flat out. He's sweating, bless him, after it.
Well, we got another day, so the plan to get more laps in tomorrow then?
Yeah. Plan is, I think, get another 2 or 3 laps in tomorrow, and then at least get it ticked off, because you need to do 6 for your licence. So if we can get that ticked off on the first weekend, it just relieves a bit of the pressure then. And then I fly to the northwest on Wednesday to do it all again there. So no, should be good.
Brilliant. Great to talk to you, Eddie.
Cheers.
Hi, James Walsh is my name, from Ireland, and back racing motorcycles on the island again.
You are back because you were a newcomer this time last year, weren't you? Talk us through what happened.
Yeah, so last year was my newcomer year for the Manx Grand Prix, so came over, did the Newcomers Weekends, got everything ready, arrived in August for the Manx, practice day, went out, had an amazing lap behind John McGuinness, lined up for the next practice session out on the Aprilia on the twin session, so got a lap in, came around next time around out of Parliament Square heading up May Hill, and unfortunately had a crash that ended the race and a couple of months out for me with injury and damage to a motorcycle. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't qualify or was able to race, so that's put me back as a newcomer again for this year, but to be honest, it's a good thing because, you know, I get to get more laps under the belt again and just get my eye in again for this year, and yeah, hopefully I can qualify and finish this year and go to the potential I know I have, so yeah, that's.
And how are you physically? All healed now?
Yeah, physically well. I had a couple of injuries after it. It took longer than I was expecting to heal, but yeah, I'm pretty much back to about 95% to where I was, so just building on that now, training and getting fitter and go again.
And what was it like out there this morning going for that first lap of the course?
Oh, it was fantastic. Do you know what? It's great just to be back here, just to get those laps in again. The first lap out this morning I was like a kid, you know, having a crash aside, you know, you kind of, that might play in the back of your mind, especially coming up onto the scene of the crime, as you'd say, but to be honest, getting that lap in, just going around, was fantastic. It really kind of got the juices flowing again just to get back over, so no, it was good.
Oh, it's great to see you back here, great to see you smiling, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you very much.
Daniel Pearson, buzzing, yeah, just mind blown.
Who have you got with you?
Well, my dad, and we've come with Andrew and Aaron, come with a bit of a group really. It seems to be an Oliver's Mount crew.
Just talk us through what you've had to do today.
We've done 4 laps with 4 different instructors, bit of classroom work, watched some videos with Milky, just trying to take as much information in and that everybody's wanting to tell you and just soak it all up really.
Yeah, there's so much, isn't there? And then a bit of the same tomorrow?
Same tomorrow. Milky's going to walk us out paddock in the morning just to give us an insight into what to expect when we turn up with bikes and van, and then more laps, because we need to get so many laps to do to get our mountain course licence.
Just tell us, Dan, what it was like when you got that email through.
I was at work and it's like, wow, we've got an email. They've said yes, and it's like, I think we need to go home and start getting bikes ready. Dad goes, it's February. It's like, it was just an amazing feeling, something that I've said to Andrew, that we both said it's not real until today, till we sort of saw our name on something that corresponded to the Manx Grand Prix. Strange feeling, yeah.
Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, and we'll see you later.
I'm Ashley Robson. That's me. Just finished up the Manx GP Newcomers Weekend there on the Isle of Man. Really great 2 days. A lot to take in. All the instructors had a lot of knowledge to give us, and we were just kind of all soaking it up. Going into it, kind of knew it was going to be information overload anyway. It's a big circuit, and there's plenty to learn. So it was great. great getting out. We went out with quite a few different instructors who all had their own perspective on things and were pointing different areas out over the course, which obviously really helped. So that was really good. Enjoyed it. Kind of back to reality now. Back to work. Landed and straight back to work. So yeah, we'll be back out again, obviously, for the second one in July, just after the Southern 100, which I'm looking forward to. But I'll definitely be out a couple more times prior to that. They say you only get as much out of it as what you put into it. So definitely put our best foot forward as always into this and give our all. Gives us the best opportunity when we get there to have a really, really good time with it. But yeah, no, I'm just really looking forward to the challenge. I'm just ready to get stuck in and get going, really. So the season's creeping up slowly. We've got testing at the end of March, so can't wait for that. We'll get out on the 600 and then Cookstown in April. So it's slowly coming there. It's been a long winter, that's for sure, but yeah, all in all, a great experience for the Newcomers Weekend, and yeah, looking forward to getting the ball rolling with everything.
Ashley Robson, Daniel Pearson, James Walsh, Iliam Quayle and August Kroon there. So great to catch up with them after their first weekend on the Isle of Man preparing for MGP 2026. And hopefully we'll speak to them and some more of our newcomers again very soon. Well, thank you so much to listening to this episode of Startline, brought to you by the Manx Motorcycle Club. If you would like to be involved in a future episode, you can find me on social media or you can drop me an email. It's beth@startline.im. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.